So this tutorial is on 2-point perspective. If you missed that when we did it in class, you can follow along. You're going to be making 3 buildings, one on the horizon, one above, and one below. You're going to start with your horizon line. It should go through the middle of your paper. And then draw a dot near the left and right edge. That is going to be your 2 vanishing points. When we did 1-point perspective, the building was parallel to the horizon. So whether it was above or below or on, it was parallel. This time it's going to be at an angle to the horizon. So when you're drawing it, you're always going to be drawing the front corner of the building first. And vertical lines will be perpendicular or at right angles to the horizon. But all the other lines are going to go to a vanishing point, except for sometimes the roof line. So I'm going to draw a line below the horizon. For this page, I'm going to do it at from 2 to 3 inches. So it's 1 inch long. And I'm going to draw a line from the top and bottom of the line to the left vanishing point. And then I'm going to draw a line from the top and bottom to the right vanishing point. Then I want to end each side of the building, and they don't have to be the same length. So put my T-square either on the bottom edge of the page, or you can put it right on the horizon, making sure that it's at a 90-degree angle to the horizon, and end your side. I'm going to make this side a little narrower. And then to end the box, now we're going to go to opposite vanishing points. So I'm going to go from the top of my right side to the left vanishing point. Top of my left side goes to the right vanishing point. So now you're going to see that everything on the left side of the block is going to the left vanishing point. Everything on the right side of the block is going to the right vanishing point. The next thing we want to do is find the middle in order to make a roof. So I'm going to do it on my right side of the building. And I'm going to do it the same way as I did in 1 point by making an X from corner to corner. Once I have the X, put my T-square on the horizon line, put my pencil in the center of the X, and draw the line up past all the lines that I've just drawn, but not crossing the horizon line. Then I'm going to go from the top, which is the peak of the roof, to the corners of the right side of the building. And again, if I'm going too fast, you can always stop it, pause it, and then back it up if you need to. So now I have the peak of my building and I have the front side. This is the right side of the building. But on the left side, I haven't drawn the roof yet. So the left side of the building, these 3 lines are going to the left vanishing point. So the peak of the roof should also go to the vanishing point on the left. So once I've done that, I now have where the roof is going to be, but I don't have the end point. So this is where the roof needs to end, this back corner right there. But I want it to be parallel to the front edge of the roof. So I put my ruler on the front edge and slide it back without changing the angle till I reach that back corner, and then draw that line. So I can either erase or I can shade this in. I'm just going to shade it in so that you start to see that as the roof. And then I'd like you to try and challenge yourself after we've done the window and door and see if you can draw your own buildings on the horizon and above the horizon without watching the video. But I am going to show it to you in the video in case you're not sure how to do it, or if you want to double check yourself after you've done it. So now I'm going to get rid of the lines that are inside the building that I don't need anymore. And I am going to keep my X just for a minute there because I'd like to center my door. So I'm going to put my T-square on the horizon line, and I'm going to come to the left edge of the left of center and draw a vertical line. Now, this is the right side of the building, and the right side of the building, everything's going to the right vanishing point that would normally be a horizontal line. So the top of the door would be a horizontal line, and we want it to go to the right vanishing point also. And then to end the door, we need to make a vertical line, which is always going to be at right angles to the horizon. So I'm putting my T-square on the horizon and dropping that vertical line. Now I have my door. So again, reminding you, the top of the door goes to the horizon. A lot of students make the mistake of making it parallel to the horizon, and then they draw it using the T-square on the edge, and that is not correct in 2-point. So I'm going to put a window on. I'm going to come over, make a dot. Again, I'm going to use my horizon line and draw the vertical, however big I want my window to be. Then from the top and bottom, I'm on the left side of my building, so I'm going to go to the left vanishing point. I want to end the window using the horizon line to make that vertical, and then I'm going to shade it in. Okay, so at this point, if you feel confident, you should turn off the video and try this on your own. I'm going to clean up my lines while I'm talking to you, and if you think you can do it, you should try it. If you don't, then I'm going to clean this up and show you how to do it. So we're going to do one on the horizon line that crosses it a little bit, and one above. And if you remember from 1-point, this building that we just drew is called bird's eye view because it's below the sky, way down in the valley. So birds flying over it can see the roof. When we do it above the horizon, it's called worm's eye view because it's like we're looking at the underside of the building. So again, I'm going to start by drawing the one on the horizon. I'm going to use the top edge of my paper to get my vertical line. I'm going to start with that front corner. So I'm starting with this line right here, that front corner. And then remember, it does not, nothing's parallel to the horizon. So I want to draw the left side of the building going to the left vanishing point. And then I'm going to draw the right side of the building going to the right vanishing point. Now if it happens to go through your building that you've already drawn, don't draw through your building if you can avoid it. Okay, so you might just pick up your pencil if, if your building is in the way. Then I'm going to put my T-square on the top edge and end the right side with a vertical. And I'm going to end the left side also with a vertical that's perpendicular to the horizon. Get rid of the lines that are inside the box and the ones going to the vanishing point that I don't need anymore. Try to keep my horizon line. So then I want to find the middle of the building. So on this one, I'm going to draw it on the left side. So I need to find the center by making the X. Then I'm going to put my T-square on the top edge of my page, pencil in the center of the X and draw the line up. Connect the peak of the roof to each of the two corners on the left side of the building. Now I have the front of my building. And then to end the building, again, this is the right side. These two lines are going to the right vanishing point. So think about it. The top edge of the roof also needs to go to the same vanishing point as the side. So I'm going to put my pencil on there and rotate it to the corner or the peak of the roof. And it goes like that. So these three lines are all going to the right vanishing point. Then I want to end my roof. I'm going to put my pencil on the back of the building, my ruler parallel to the front, and slide the ruler back and then draw the line between the two. Then you can erase your lines that are going to the vanishing point. And now you're going to put windows. You put a window and a door on there. So I'm going to put my T-square on the top edge and draw a vertical line. And then put my T-square on the vanishing point and draw a line along that from the vanishing point to get the top edge of the left side of my door. And then drop the vertical. So the top of the building, this is the left side of the building, that means the top of that door has to go to the left vanishing point. So on the window, I'm going to put a dot here, draw a vertical line for my window, whatever height I want it to be, and then I'm going to draw from the vanishing point to the top of that line. So it goes all the way to there, and then to the bottom. So remember to keep your lines light so that you don't have a lot of difficulty in erasing later on. So I have them really light once they leave the building. Gonna fill that in. Alright. And I think I'll fill in the roof also. So this one is on the horizon line, which is called eye level. When you're looking out at the ocean, where the ground and the sky meet, that's the horizon line, and that's your eye level line. So I want to get rid of these extra lines that I don't need. And you can darken the ones that you want to keep. Alright, so think about it again. We're going to do one above the horizon. We're not doing it like one point, which would be drawn like this. We want it to be with the front corner facing us, so we're going to start with the front corner. So I'm going to put my T-square on the top edge of the page and draw a line from 1 to 2 inches. Then I'm going to draw the line from the top and bottom of that to the right vanishing point. And I'm also going to draw the line from the top and bottom of that first line that I drew to the left vanishing point, but I'm going to stop before I draw it through the building. So I'm stopping it right there. Then I need to end my buildings before I can draw the bottom. So I'm going to turn my T-square, put it up against the top edge of my page, and drop those verticals. You can also use your horizon line to do that. I can't because I have something in the way. So I'm going to use the top edge of my paper. So now we have our building, but I need to end at the bottom. So we're going to go to the opposite vanishing points. So from the right side of the bottom of my building, I'm going to go to the left vanishing point. And then from the left side of the building, I'm going to go to the right vanishing point. And now we have the bottom of our building, which is called the worm's eye view because it's like we're looking up underneath a building that has just been lifted out of the ground. Next step is to find the middle. So I am going to, I think I'm going to put on the left side again. I'm going to draw the X on the left side of the building. And then I'm going to use the bottom edge and put my pencil in the center, go up a little bit, and then connect from the center line to the corners. So now I have the front of my building, and I'm thinking, can I even see a roof on here? You might be able to. Let's check if I can. So I can't. Now, if I had made this taller, let's pretend that I'm at your house and you did a really tall roof like that. Now let's see if I can draw the right side of the roof. Now that it's taller, I can. So I'm going to put my pencil on my right vanishing point and go to the peak of the roof. And now I actually can draw it. So it depends on how tall you make it, if you can see it or not. To end it, I'm going to put my pencil on the left or the right side of the back of my building, put my ruler so it's parallel to the front edge of the building, and slide it back to that line and draw the line. So I'm making my ruler parallel to the front, so the front and back are both parallel to each other. And I'm going to erase the lines going to the vanishing points. The next step is to put your roof, your door and your window on the building. So I am going to start with how wide I'd like my door to be. Make my ruler perpendicular to the horizon. From that top line, I'm going to my left vanishing point because I'm on the left side of the building. This is the left side. This is the left side of the building. So I'm going to the left vanishing point. Then I'm going to put my T-square on the bottom edge and draw the other vertical. I'm going to get rid of my extra lines that I don't need anymore, so that when I take a picture of it, it looks nice and clean. Shade in my door with my ebony pencil. Shade in my roof. Use my blending stump to smooth it all in. So the next thing that I want to do is put a window on the right side of the building. So I'm going to start with a dot about how far away from the corner I want to go. Draw a vertical line perpendicular to the horizon. Now this is on the right side of my building, so I'm going to go to the right vanishing point. Okay, and I've lightened my lines after I've left the building, so it's not so difficult to erase. Draw my vertical line. Shade in the window. Okay, and I'm going to darken a couple of lines that got lightened. And then I'm going to erase my vanishing point. And my lines going to the vanishing point. And try and clean it up. If you want to get a little fancy, you can make it look like you've got a hill coming from your horizon line, so that you can see that this house is way up on a hill. And now we get rid of that. Now it starts to look real. So you can play around with maybe giving it some grass. Put a tree in there if you want. You put a pathway coming out. Alright, then we can get rid of our horizon line in the middle. So, you have some different materials to try. You got your graphite and you've got your pencils, you got your ebony pencil. So don't be afraid to play around with it a little bit. If you want to add some water to it with your brushes, you can do that too. Take a picture of it and don't forget to go to the Google site and click on Turn It In and add it. You can put it in your Google Docs and do it from there, or from your phone, however you want to do it. Make sure you watch the tutorials on how to upload, and good luck with it.